Somebody once told me the world is gonna love me. Blah, blue, blah, blah, blue in the shed. What's that? Oh, God. I forgot to do news time. Okay, what's happening this week? Let's see. All right, well, the pandemic's still going on, and TV is getting back into production. Tenet's coming out. Okay, I gotta come up with a cool, fun, funny cold open for this episode. Let's see. Well, Tenet's about time travel, and what if I go back in time? No, back in time hates black people. Okay. Well, what if? Oh God, what if I just did like a twisty, turny camera thing, kind of like Inception? Dang it. Okay, fine. All right, we'll figure this out together.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the Tenet news that you didn't know about. Tenet is out at the end of the week. Tenet is out at the end of the week. And my life still feels empty. Well, that's news time for you. Goodbye. Well, I actually have to finish the episode. Tenet has been through the gamut, where Universal opted to drop Trolls World Tour on video on demand, and now subsequently on Peacock, where I will play it as I do laundry or leave the room entirely, only to peek in from time to time. Warner and director Christopher Nolan wanted to hang onto the notion that we'd be able to return to theaters during this pandemic. Phew, what a sentence. Initially, Tenet was pushed by 2 weeks, then 2 weeks became a whole month. There were a handful of options when the decisions were being made this summer in regards to movie releases. Go to VOD, take the hit on streaming, or simply wait. Movies are considered big event pieces. Like them or not, blockbusters are the tentpoles that hold the medium together. With the advent of streaming and VOD, the energy from these tentpole releases is gone. Yes, we're in a pandemic, and yes, the conversations could still be had online. However, fans of cinema flocking to see Tenet opening weekend together to see such a spectacle captures a feeling one wouldn't be able to have at home. That's why the organizers of the Cannes Film Festival and the Academy of Motion Pictures and Arts and Sciences remain in their old ways. Both need movies to be in theaters for a set amount of time in order for them to participate in the programs. For all intents and purposes, film is high-end art and shouldn't be relegated to thumbs down or thumbs up. There are nuances and subtleties that only the douchiest of film school nerds can explain to you at that party your friend dragged you to. Yes, Tyler, I also like Wes Anderson. Yeah, I know that he admitted on Fresh Air that his main source of inspiration for the Grand Budapest Hotel was Prague. I can read IMDb trivia too. Have you ever touched a woman, bro? Because I haven't. Please tell me what it's like. Oh, please. One question floating around during the pandemic was, can movie theaters survive it? Is it possible for them to bounce back at a time where social distancing is king, even though 90% of Atlanta isn't doing that right now? Seriously, those frat holes and prostitutes are putting me on edge, and I'm not talking about the good kind of edging. It's not that kind of show. The biggest fear surrounding the theaters was that chains, particularly the biggest in the form of AMC, would go bankrupt. After all, they had to close 1,000 theaters and lay off 600 corporate employees. Of course, the bankruptcy rumors didn't last long as AMC found money elsewhere. But my point still stands. Without audiences, theaters would flounder. This doesn't mean the big ones. Your local arts theater is also an unintended target. You know the one. It's the one with a buck less in ticket prices, but somehow higher concession prices. It's a little more run down, but the people there are so nice, you choose to watch your Disney flicks there instead of at the big boys. The Plano, Texas-based Cinemark was in a similar position as AMC, although it does have more readily available cash at hand. And keep in mind, this is after it cut wages of its employees in late March. Jerks. bragging about how they have money when they took it away from its workers. The company was prepared to stay closed into 2021, but now it's opening up alongside AMC. And just like AMC, face masks are required. With Tenet coming out in a couple of days, it's expected to bring butts to seats. Analysts predicted the movie would gross $40 million. As it dropped across the globe, it raked in $53 million. When it hits US shores, expected to do just as well. The New Mutants, in comparison, dragged in $7 million of last week's $16 million box office total, which is not a lot, but considering we're in a pandemic, it's pretty good. Also, this movie was shot 3 years ago, so I'll just cut it some slack. Tenet is going to bring people back to theaters. We need theaters. We need movies to survive. And you know what? I did not finish this episode of News Time. But you know what you can finish? You can finish subscribing and checking out one of our other videos. Of course, you can head to the website cpluscomedy.com where there are so many great things that you'll be like, whoa, this thing is great. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And you know what? News Time may be in a new set, but I'm still not wearing pants.